What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome. We are back on our train of 15 for 15 weapons with number 10 in the Edge of Transit Solar Glaive for our Warlock here. Now, I will say all of our Exotic Glaives are going to be very similar in build, except for their nice exotic perk, which we get into as well for each of them. So right here, the Edge of Intent, we're going PvP, PvE God Rolls for you guys, and let's get right into it. So starting off right here, we have our intrinsic trait, which we can block our shield just like a sword, and then also have our kinetic melee, as well as shoot a hybrid range on this bad boy, which that's how we charge up for our exotic perk. Now for our first haft right here, we're going with ballistic tuning for that increased range with a little less to shield duration, because we're trying to map people in the Crucible with this weapon, having 95 impact as well as 95 range on this bad boy, so it is gnarly for those super far shots. We're also going to throw in accurized rounds again for that nice gnarly range, so we can charge up this weapon and utilize our exotic perk, which this one might have the best in my personal opinion of the exotic perks, with restorative turret. So this is a healing turret that we get once it's charged up. We press and hold our reload button to change the way it shoots, and it'll shoot out a healing blight basically that'll track you around and shoot you with a decent amount of heals when this is on the ground. So it's super nice for staying alive in those like longer duration fights with a couple extra people. So it's very nice to get this to proc in Crucible, throw it out as support at some teammates, or use it for yourself in those nice 2v1s, weird situations like that. Just that healing grenade plus this kind of gnarly in the Crucible. And then finally, we're going short action stock to give us 45 handling on this, just so we can switch between this and our sidearm or our SMG, hand cannon, whatever we're using in our kinetic slot to pair with this. Very good stock in short action. So like I said, this is the God roll for PvP. Got that 95 range, 95 impact, very good handling at 45 as well. Now for the PvE side of things, we're building it out for shield duration as well as that nice juicy 70 range on this, so we can still get those ranged shots from over here in our intrinsic trait to stack up that ability energy within the glaive to be able to shoot those turrets. Very helpful in some of those end game activities. Plus the shield on glaives blocks so much damage. So first off, in the haft, we're going with auxiliary reserves for that increased shield duration. It does give us a little decrease to reload, but having 85 on the shield duration allows us to block a lot of damage in the PvE realm. So it's key for those strikes, endgame activities, raids, dealing with champions. Very clutch to have a big shield duration on glaives. Now for our magazine, we're going with appended mag to give us the increase in magazine size without giving us even more to the negative for reload speed. If we threw on something like extended mag, we're cranking that thing all the way down to about 10. So definitely something that we do not want. Now for our exotic perk, like I said before, we got restorative turret. When we have that full energy, we consume it and shoot it around. I personally use this as support, so you can have your healing grenades and this, like I said, throwing it at your teammates, using that Warlock with its solar abilities and its healing grenades, as well as the Scorch to just kind of keep everything at bay and play as support, and use this restorative turret to just keep the heals constantly applied, because it doesn't take too many to just charge up the weapon, and it's very easy to do in a PvE setting. Finally, again, we're going short action stock because the stocks really don't do anything on the glaives besides give it handling. So we're just going with the greatest equip to handling, knocking it up to 45, so we can switch between this and something else that we're using to keep ads at bay, do a little extra damage with a heavy, whatever it may be. So these exotic glaives are very fun to use for the class specifics that they're on. I personally think, like I said, Warlock with this turret, very good for respiratory and doing the healing like Warlocks kind of are meant for. The Arc with the Hunter definitely was better for damage, and then we will get to the Titan with number 15 in a little while. So hopefully this helped you guys out. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.